What are the most common mistakes that you are going to want to avoid as a new real estate agent? That's what we're going to talk about today. And the very last mistake is something that we avoid. And because we avoid this mistake, it allows us to be able to make more money while working less, which is huge. So you're definitely going to want to listen until the very end. You're not going to want to miss that today.
Work hard, not smart.
Yeah. What?
No, wait. Work smart, not hard.
Yeah. Anyway.
There you go.
Yes. Okay.
Blooper.
Let's get right into these. Not giving lead generation enough time to work. This is huge. I mean, we all know statistically, I don't know what the exact one is, but there's a statistic that's like 90-something% of real estate agents fail within the first 5 years. And I think this is a huge reason why, is because we do something, whether it's cold calling, mailers, open houses, videos, whatever it is, and we expect to get results way faster. I mean, things take so much longer than we expect. I think that we do something consistently and then we get discouraged because we don't see anything from it yet. But when you get into real estate, you're all of a sudden running your own business. And a lot of people, I think, get into the business and they were maybe employees before, so they don't have that mindset, but you really have to have that mentality that you are a business owner, because you are, and you have to treat it like that. And oftentimes when you're starting a new business, you have to put in a lot of work before you see any results yet. And that's definitely how lead generation is in real estate, no matter what kind you choose. So not giving it long enough, huge mistake.
I'd say that's one of Mariah's superpowers.
Seriously,
is when I first got into business. Well, you're persistent. Like your motto used to be when you were cold calling a lot more with for sale by owners in particular.
Yeah.
I call or they die was like one of your big mottos.
No, it wasn't. I call
until they die.
I call until they die.
Literally.
Until they list with me or die. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. List with me or die.
Those two options.
She really was relentless. Now, obviously, we're not wanting anybody to die. Okay.
No.
That's just a saying.
No.
But my whole point is that's one of Mariah's life missions. I think she really does have a passion for is not signing up for something and wanting the instant gratification and results. I mean, she's very patient, very diligent with whatever she's doing, whether it's a mailer, whether it's writing handwritten letters, whether it's a call, whether anything she does it right. She just really, she seasons it. Okay.
No, I have long-term vision.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with not seeing the results right away. Cause I know if I'm doing the right things, the results will come. So it's okay.
Wow.
Yes.
That was a loud noise. Sorry, your phone fell.
Yes.
But that is one of Mariah's superpowers, is my whole point though.
Thank you.
We can all be so frustrated at times with instant results. Yeah, it's cool. Go make 100 calls, get one instant result. And that's my advice to you.
Yeah.
If you want an instant result in this business, the more contacts you make that day, the more appointments you will have the potential to book. So 100 calls, usually you'll make 2-3 appointments. 4 or 5 appointments would be an awesome day. Odds are that's not going to happen because it was the first time you've ever called that individual. Nobody just says, hey, Rick, come over to my house and let's list with you. It happens, but very, very rarely.
Right. Okay, the next mistake is agreeing to list a property above the market price.
That is a mistake. And right now, so many brokers are doing that.
Yeah, it's not the time to do that right now.
Which honestly, I've been jealous though. When a broker's done that, they beat me in the listing appointment because they did that. And then guess where the sales price ended?
At your price.
At my price. And it's just oh my gosh.
I used to though. So when I first started, it was 2015. And the market was obviously a hot seller's market. You put something on the market, even if it was overpriced, it still sold. And prices were very much going up and up and up. And so if you say you put something on the market in December, by the next month, it would probably have caught up to that high price because prices were on the rise, very much so. And I started listing for sale by owners, and unfortunately, I won a lot of my listings at the very, very beginning, if I'm being completely honest, because I would just tell them this really high price, or I'd be like, oh yeah, it covers my commission. We're just going to raise the price by my commission and we're going to list it. And it got me in a lot of trouble. I had a lot of, if we're just being honest, I had a lot of sellers things just went sideways. And it was because I had unrealistic expectations. I was super young. I was 18. I was really eager to just list whoever would let me list with them and tell them whatever they wanted to hear, which is obviously not something you should ever do. Now, we don't ever want to take overpriced listings, but I was very happy to overprice it and win the listing. And it worked as far as getting listings go. But I'm telling you, that first year in the business, I learned a lot of lessons, and my rate of listings taken versus listings actually sold was probably higher than like anyone else's, because I took a lot of listings that didn't actually sell, and it gave me a lot of experience as a young person, but it gave me a lot of like headaches and a lot of angry people and tears, legit lots of tears. Oh my gosh.
That's where
don't do what I did.
You do not want to end up in that boat, because all that's going to happen is, cool, you get another listing. Some of them will sell. Okay. Some will turn around and surprise you, but you'll get a lot more angry sellers. You'll get worse reviews. And if you're in it for the long haul, your reviews are everything. Your reputation is even more. Yeah. So complete your listing appointments with great service, which leads you into a great listing that sells over time through the escrow period at a great sales price, because ultimately that's going to get you the repeated client.
Yeah. Okay, overanalyzing and not taking action. This is huge. I think this is a big problem with something that we've been talking a lot lately on our channel about is video marketing for your business, for whether it's real estate or not, because that's a huge part of our business right now, a huge pillar in our business, and something we spend a lot of time on. And I think that a lot of people don't even begin creating content because they overanalyze it, whether they're overanalyzing like, oh, I have to wait until I have the right gear, or I have to wait until I get my hair done, or I have to wait until I know what I feel like I'm confident on, like the over analyzing, and that can just paralyze you. Like, you just have to do it. And that's with any sort of prospecting. You just have to do it like before you feel ready, do it while you're still nervous about it or unsure, like whether it's cold calling, door knocking, video, whatever method of getting business. Yeah. Don't overanalyze. Don't even analyze. Just do it.
And I know for some of you, for all of you, or for a lot of you, that's very easy to do. Overanalyze before you even start the process. For me personally, cold calling. Finish your thought.
Oh, sorry. I didn't want to cut you off. I just thought of people I've heard of, agents I've talked to that they waste so much time before they actually start cold calling looking up the people. Like, who the heck has time for that? Do you people really go on Facebook? I never once have done that, and never will I. Like, you really want to go on Facebook and look at these people you're calling?
Do it after the call, maybe.
Don't do it ever. That's such a waste of time.
Once you book the appointment, sometimes prepare for it.
You're better off just not knowing. That's such a waste of time.
I've never done that before I've started the call. I have definitely done that after the call and the appointment's booked, just because I'm like, I gotta know this person.
I sometimes try doing that with my relocation clients, but these people, I don't know what's up with people that moving out of state. They don't have Instagrams. They don't have Facebook. It's very strange. Or maybe their handle is like not their real name, but I've had a hard time. Like, I can never find my clients. But anyway,
it's very easy to overanalyze. Just this morning, I cold calls usually at the beginning of the weeks, at least 3 days a week. I'm cold calling. And it's like, you do this so consistently, yet every time you do it, you kind of have the same feeling. I would not put your phone up there. Sorry, it's gonna fall. And
I just want to see it. I really like seeing it.
No, forget that.
Keep talking.
It ruins my train of thought.
Okay.
Unscripted show, guys.
Yeah.
So even this morning, I have the butterflies. I have the feeling that, man, what if I fail? Man, what if somebody cusses at me? What if somebody just hangs up and just, my intro, sometimes I stumble, whatever. It happens, okay? But after like the first 4 or 5 calls, you're like, psh, next. You get a bad call. I got hung up on like 3 times today. Flush it, next call. Because guess what? These people are never going to see you again or hear from you again if you don't follow up. And guess what? You're not even in their home yet. Yeah. They don't know you exist.
No, they don't care about you. They're not going to think about you. They have a million other agents calling. They won't even remember your name. So who cares?
That's a biggie I had to get over. Is like, they're never going to see me. And here's the positivity I always bring to the table. If I'm not calling, somebody else is. If I'm not calling, somebody else will. If it's not me, it's somebody else. I'm not a secret agent anymore.
Yeah.
So put your name out there. Give a reasoning why you're calling. Hey, If they start getting nasty at you and say, hey guys, I'm just doing my job. You don't know me if I don't actually introduce myself. That's all I'm doing. And leave it at that. Okay. And you're a resource and you just want to help.
Yeah. No, that's really good. The next mistake is not tracking efforts and results daily. I make that mistake.
Not tracking efforts and results daily.
Do you make that mistake?
I have like a task list. So like I wake up, I do a morning routine, whatever that may be or look like. And then I sit down and I really think like, okay, what's my task list today? I should probably prepare that. I'm not a weekly preparer, but I generally am in a routine to where I know my days. So if it's like for sell by owner day, cool, I'm doing that. Residential day, I'm doing that. Manufacturing home day, I'm doing that. Follow-up day, I'm doing that. Oh, let's go do some door knocking with current leads that I have through my cold calls. Let's go drop something off at the front door. I kind of just have that in the back of my mind. So it's repetition. Mariah drives her nuts because she's like, where are you at? And I'm like, I just internally know what I'm doing, but externally I don't really like project it out. So,
I time block my day. I write out also like the most important thing.
But it only takes me like 3-4 hours max to do my full workday.
Yeah, definitely. Never more than that. But for me, I time block or I write out like what's the most important thing for me to do for my business today, but I don't track as far as like efforts go. Like I don't like track like I have this many leads from here and then I called this, like I don't track really. No. I don't even track my like I couldn't tell you how many combs I sold this year. I don't track any of that, which is probably
that is
good.
A bummer. That's a bummer. I know we used to do it a lot more with like current listings because we used to have this big whiteboard before we moved, and then we got into this new house and we just never put the whiteboard back up.
Yeah.
And we knew every listing address it was on. But one of our things that we used to do that we're going to bring back to our team is listings per month, because we always have a goal set in the back of our minds.
Or sales. It could be listings or like buyer sales.
Yes, or buyer sales. So whether it's a listing or a buyer written offer.
Yeah.
My goal is four a month. And I always make sure I have 4 escrows no matter what. That is my personal belief that's going to keep me my cash flow based off of my numbers. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's manufactured home. It doesn't matter if it's residential. It doesn't matter if it's $1 million home. I don't break until I have the 4. That's how I am.
Yeah. Okay, this next mistake is focusing too much time on social media.
We've talked about it. It's easy to do. I'm a scroller still.
I'm a scroller still.
I've gotten so much better though. What I have found out though is usually if I'm working, I'm not usually on my phone. And that's the reality. If I find myself sitting on my phone, it's because I'm in my chair in front of a TV or boredom at a party somewhere and I'm not talking and actually working. So my fault, not yours.
So you're focused when you're working. That's good. Yeah. When I'm working on a task, like I'm never going to just pull up my phone and like go scroll, that's not a habit I'm in, or I'll probably even put my phone on airplane mode if I'm like legit working on, a task that I'm like, okay, this is what I'm doing right now for my business and I want to just like get it done. Then I'm just no distractions, but okay. The last thing, last but very much not least, is trying to do too many things. The more simple.
Was this the big point?
Yeah.
Let me make like a big hurrah of it. Hey guys, we arrived. This is the big bullet point. Don't do this.
So the more simple you keep your business, the more sales you will make. Identify what moves the needle in your business and focus your time and efforts here. So this is something that's been huge for us, is just, I don't know, we've talked about this before. There's so many things you can do, and so many of them are just not necessary, or they're just time wasters, whether it's like spending too much time working on the back end of your website or editing a video when you could pay someone to do it and get a good return on your investment for it. Just find out like what's working and then do more of that. It's so simple. And that's kind of always how we've tried to run our business, but even more so in this season where are trying to just like scale back, but also, I don't know. Yeah.
That makes exact sense. In her words, the way I interpret it is I have a wrestling background and I've always brought a sport into my life or into my way of living. Wrestling is just one of those big ones. It's always taught me these life lessons. And doing it since I was the age of 4 all the way to 18, I realized I do not have to know every technique in the book.
Ooh,
of course, good. I go to practice 6 days a week. 4 days a week, I was doing doubles every week. It's just how it was. I could learn so much technique at every practice. All I have to do is choose one, that practice, and focus on it, whether it's
That's so good.
on my feet, whether it was on the bottom, or whether it was on top. So
That's
I
good.
choose one thing to add to my toolbox, get very, very good at it, then add another one. And that's
so
what I
good.
really liked about you, like where the needle needs to be. So where's your needle at right now? What are you currently doing to make it stick at that needle? Okay, do more of it. See if your needle goes up or down.
Yeah.
If it goes down, we need to find a new way to prospect.
Yeah.
Or add something to what you're currently doing.
And another thing is you're better off like Spencer was saying, pick one thing. Like you don't need to be an expert at everything. When I first started, which I do think when you're new, you should try everything to see what you like. But when I first started, I was doing open house and door knocking and cold cut, just like all these different things. And I would have been better off just forgetting about the things that weren't necessarily the main thing and just focusing on being an expert at the one thing that I enjoyed the most, was the best at, and brought me the most business. So try it all, but then find what that one thing is for you and really just go all in.
You know what I really want to do and maybe add to my business?
What?
That I've never done. I've done a few of them. I want to become like the open house guy. Is there a guy in your town? I don't know. Like, and here's the deal. Not just on a Saturday, not just on a Sunday. I want to do it 5 days a week. See if that moves my needle.
Okay, you should try it. You've never done open houses.
I never have.
You've never told me about that, but I feel like you would enjoy them.
No, because I've always heard. There's like one guy in your town. There's probably in your town too.
House.
Viewers listening.
He's in your town.
You know, if there's this open house guy, you see on the MLS open house, and it's a Tuesday. Who's this guy? It's the same one doing it every week. There's got to be a rhyme or reason to his business model. I don't know if he's old school. I don't know if he's a 20-year-old. Who knows?
I'll hold you to it.
I want to bring that to my business. 5 days a week.
Well,
can I run an open house 1 hour or an hour and a half a day? 5 days a week. I don't know. Because you can hold another broker's open house.
Yeah, of course. I was doing that once, like a lot of open houses.
You did that during the week?
During the week, I would do it but at a house that was near like a road that a school was at. And so catch people driving by from school. I'm
just curious.
Yeah.
What buyers I could get leads from? Because that's all I'm there to do.
Let me know how it goes.
I'm not representing the seller.
Let me know how it goes. Anyway.
I'll let you guys know how it goes.
Yeah.
Hold me accountable though. Check in with me.
All right. Well, thank you for watching. Thanks for being here and hanging out with us. Leave a comment below. We love chatting with you guys. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We make new videos on this channel every week, and we'll see you next time.